first impressions get ready with me on the Pokemon collection by Colourpop and Pokemon. I did pick up the eyeshadow palette. I also picked up the lip mask, and I picked up 2 of the blushes, but obviously we're going to use one of them today. And then I also picked up the Eevee lip gloss set because I love Eevee and I had to get this. That was mostly a collector's piece for me because how many actual lip glosses do I actually need at this point? I barely use glosses. Honestly, this is really the only time that I do use gloss is like during the summertime. So we're going to jump right into the lip mask first. So this, I had to get this. It's the You're a Catch Berry Lip Mask. And even though I have like 10 million lip oils and all of that, I just couldn't resist getting this little Pokeball. Like, look how freaking cute this is. And we'll talk about my childhood with Pokemon too as we're doing my eyeshadow. But I just really wanted to get this because I thought it was super duper cute. And I was like, I already had gotten the lip mask from the Beauty and the Beast collection, and I need to upload my first impressions on that. I have been slacking so much on uploading. I've just been reading so much that I just haven't even had time to edit videos. Like, the only video I've been editing is my everyday makeup lookbooks, and even those take longer. I have been slacking on those too because I've just been reading all the time. Like, any spare moment that I have, I'm reading. So I think you guys know this at this point. But also, like, I don't know if I said this before, but I was kind of in a reading slump for a little bit. And now I'm out of it. And now all I want to do is read the books that I have to read. Because Abby Jimenez really did get me out of my reading slump. And also, again, I just think it was because I wasn't reading the genre I wanted to read at the time. Sorry, there's so much powder flying everywhere. So yeah, I'm just glad. I'm thrilled to read again. Speaking of thrilled, I'm reading a thriller right now. I started this today. This is the reappearance of Rachel Price, and this is Holly Jackson's new book. So far, I'm so sucked in. I'm on page 65. I wish I could have gotten a bit further today, but I had, you know, other things I needed to get done being home. So now we're going to jump into the eyeshadow palette. I was pretty sure I was going to end up getting this. I was a little bit on the fence, but then I was like, I feel like I would regret if I didn't get this. I just think that this is so pretty and honest, and it's just so freaking cute, and the packaging is so substantial. And I just loved Pokemon so much growing up that I was like, I have to get this. And also, like, these are some of my favorite Pokemon. I mean, I have my Squirtle on my bed right there. See that little blue head? It's a Squirtle plushie that me and my best friend actually share. He got me it for Christmas, and he has a Charmander one. They're actually available at Target, and they're the most snuggly, like, easy stuffed animals, but also I use it to prop up my books when I'm reading, and it's like absolutely perfection for that. But I was like, I really need to get the eyeshadow palette. So this is what it looks like. And I actually don't really own a rainbow palette like this. So, like, I feel like Colourpop always, like, comes around at the perfect opportunity for when I want to get, like, a certain kind of color story. It's like, well, it's Pokemon. It's a rainbow palette. I actually don't own a rainbow palette. So I'm like, this is kind of perfect. Because this kind of fulfills a lot of, like, holes in my collection. And also, like, there's a lot of, like, beautiful looks that you could create with this. It's a lot of good colors. So here is the color story. I think it's so cute. I wish that they did add, like, a couple more mattes in here. I feel like there's a little bit too many shimmers for my liking. But also, I feel like I'm going to be able to, like, pair these a lot with other palettes, like, especially from Colourpop. So maybe, like, it'll just be, like, you know, a companion palette to some other palettes, but we'll see. I've only done one look so far. I did actually use it yesterday because it came in the mail yesterday and I just couldn't resist using it. And also, look at this packaging. Isn't it so adorable with all the favorite Pokemon? Like oh my god, Poliwag. I loved Poliwag so much. And Eevee's like one of my favorites. It's just so cute. I love it. And I did use the Pinkrow yesterday. And it did perform really well. But I used this shade Gym Leader. And oh my god, there was so much glitter on my face after I even took my makeup off. Like, I was still, like, wiping glitter away. So today we're going to use the blue row. I really want to do a blue look, so we're probably mostly just going to stick with these two shades. And then we're going to go into, I'm thinking about Evolution, but, like, that's really it. Because, like, I feel like the Indigo League is a little bit too dark for this look that I'm going for. Because it's, like, kind of like a dark blue, so there's either like a light shimmery blue or like a really dark blue, and also there's not really anything like too much lighter than Jelly Donut for like the inner corners, but I might use like the yellow or the gold today. I think that would be fun. Actually, I could even use the orange because I usually like orange and blue together. So right now I'm gonna go into Cerulean City, which is like this turquoisey shade, and it's like a really vibrant turquoise. I don't know why, like I can barely see anything already, but let's just go ahead and I need a little bit more light. I can't see a thing. And put that in my crease. I don't know why it's not blending the way I would like it to though. I think my brother just got home, so sorry if you hear my dogs. I think he parked in his actual spot because my friend is actually going to be here in like probably 45 minutes. So I have a decent amount of time to get ready. And he usually never tells me when he's actually ready to leave work. So he usually just shows up. So whatever. But I'm excited to do some of the looks that I have in mind with this palette. I think they did a really good job with this palette. I think they did capture a lot of the Pokemon theme with a rainbow palette, and I think it was smart for them to do that. But at the same time, I kind of wish, like I said, that there was a little bit more mattes in this palette. And also, like, Pokemon appeals to adults too, not just kids. And, like, that has been some of, like, people's complaints about Colourpop and some of their collabs, is that they're very childish. And I do have to agree that I feel like with this palette, they should have thought a little bit more about, like, the people that grew up on this show. Like, because the younger generation right now is not going to grow up on Pokemon unless they played the actual, like, Nintendo games. And I didn't really have those. I just primarily collected the cards and watched the show, like, pretty much every day after school. I didn't really get to play the game because we didn't have Nintendo. I think I only had possibly one of the games, maybe not even, on my Game Boy Color, because we had a PS1, but me and my sister begged my mom to have Game Boys because we wanted to play Nintendo games. And also, like, Game Boy Colors were like the cool thing growing up in the 90s, is that if you didn't have a Game Boy Color, you weren't really cool. So I got a Game Boy Color for my birthday one year, and then I think my sister got it for Christmas or something. I don't even remember. She got it for like for her birthday, I think. And then my mom also got her a PlayStation, like, the same year, just like, well, not the same year, but, like, during the same time, because she's a New Year's baby, and, you know, Christmas is obviously the week before, so, like, her birthday is so close to Christmas, so she got a Game Boy and a PlayStation. As you can see, as you could tell, I was quite jealous then. I'm like, that is not fair that she gets both. And then my brother and my sister both had a PS1, but I didn't, but I had a Game Boy Color. So, but I got to play their PlayStations, like, anytime I really wanted to. But we'd always fight over it. So now I'm going into the shade SS Anne. And this is a really, really pretty, like, poolside kind of blue shade. It's a really beautiful shade of blue. I really like that. I might actually not go in with any other shades because I think that these two are so vibrant together that I don't think you really need them. Like a defining shade and all of that. I mean, this is the defining shade. I'm talking about the outer corner shade. So yeah, I grew up collecting the cards, and I was just so obsessed with collecting the cards, but also me and my sister wanted to play the Poke game. Like, there's so many different ways of, like, playing Pokemon that, like, it just makes it so much fun. But, like, me and my sister didn't actually know how to play the original Pokemon card game. So we actually would make up our own game. And it would be so much fun. Like, it would actually be even more fun because, like, we just didn't understand how to play the original game. So we used to play it with her next door neighbor because her next door neighbor was her best friend. And we used to just make it up. It was just so much fun. I think we had asked, like, an older person, like, you know, in 5th grade instead of 3rd grade how to play it, and we still didn't understand how to play it when they explained it to us. So we were like, whatever, let's just make up our own. But yeah, I did watch the show a lot as well growing up. I watched almost every episode. I really loved the show. So that's mostly how I grew up on it. I wish I could have played the Nintendo games more. If I had them, I would. Because then we would have also played them on, like, a Nintendo as well. Like a 64 or, like, a Wii. But we didn't have those. But then I got to play, like, the Pokemon games in college. And that was, like, the first time I was able to actually play them. Because I didn't play them in high school. I didn't really get to play that many video games, like, with friends. Because, like, you know, girls weren't really into it as much as, like, me and my sister were. Like, me and my sister really loved video games. But also, like, it wasn't really that cool to, like, play in, like, high school if you were a girl. That's what, like, most of the teenage boys did. Like, including my brother. But me and my brother and my sister would play all the time. But we had PS1s. We didn't have a Nintendo, so we weren't able to play them. So I finally got to play more of them in college because I became friends with a lot of the, like, people that were in, like, the gaming groups and stuff and, like, the gaming clubs at my college. And they would play, like, Nintendo games and do, like, the brawl tournaments all the time. And there were, like, melee tournaments, meaning that you would use, like, Pokemon characters and, like, other characters from other games. And they were just so much fun to play. Okay, so now for the lid, I'm going into the shade Evolution. That is so pretty. Well, Evolution. I'm saying Evolution like it's Eevee's water evolution. But that is such a pretty blue. Oh my god, I really like that. I love this look so far. But I feel like these are the kind of looks that I'm going to do with this palette, is, like, not use that many shades. But they still, like, make a statement or an impact when you use them. So I think they did a really good job with that. And maybe it's, like, kind of building your look, like, building and evolving your Pokemon. You can, like, evolve your look more. But this is, like, a really good base palette for a lot of, like, good base looks. So they did a really good job with it. But people said, like, they could have done, like, you know, a couple smaller palettes, or it would have been cool if this palette was actually broken up into 2 different palettes. I feel like I could see these color stories broken up into 12 pans the same way that I saw like the color stories in the Harry Potter palette. I thought that could have been split up into 2 palettes, which I believe that one's 24 pan as well, like this one. But yeah, I don't see the need of getting Colourpop's 30 pan palettes. The only one I've ever gotten was the So Jaded one by Kathleen Lights. Because if they're going to do collections with 24 pan palettes like this, then that's all I need. And like I said, I didn't have a rainbow palette like this. But also, like, when I say these things, it's just to justify getting these. But honestly, I was going to get it anyway, but also it's just a bonus that it does actually fulfill a need in my collection, because I actually didn't have a lot of these colors in like one palette. So I feel like it's going to be a palette that I use quite a lot this summertime. So because the summer's rolling around, I feel like this came out at the perfect time because it has a lot of good like summer colors in it. Like spring and summer. But this shade, SSN, might be my favorite shade I've used so far. I mean, I've only used the pinks and now the blues, but this blue is just so beyond pretty. So I'm actually getting ready to see my friends soon. We're gonna go meet at, I think we're just gonna go to Barnes & Noble first. And I actually like haven't been book shopping with my other friend yet, because I haven't really seen her too much this year, but she asked me and my 2 other friends to hang out. We hang out as like a group a lot. But she's been like busy working and stuff, but she asked us if we wanted to hang out tonight, and we were all down. So we're going to like the main mall on the island. But I asked everyone if they wanted to like shop first because we wanted to eat and then do mini golf. Because there's like a ton of stuff to do around this mall, and I don't really get to go there too often. I actually think this might be the first time I've been there this year, because, you know, after you've been there so much as a Long Islander, you kind of like avoid it, because it's honestly the most annoying mall on the island, and it's so freaking crowded because it's the biggest mall on the island too, and it just gets freaking crazy. Like, if you have to run there to get something, it is such a hassle. Like, you have to plan your whole day around going there. I mean, thank God I have a mall near me, but my mall does not have half the stores that most of the other malls on the island do. So if I want something from a certain mall, I have to plan my whole day around it. So, but we're going to go there. I think we are going to go to Barnes & Noble first, though. Okay, so I'm going to do my base and everything on off camera, not on camera. I'm getting a little bit hungry, so I kind of want to eat while I'm doing the rest of my makeup, and then we'll come back and apply the rest of the collection, because you guys don't have to see anything else besides that. So yeah, I'll be back. Okay, so I went ahead and did my base off camera. Now I'm going to do an inner corner shade. Which one do I want? I think I will do the orange. It's called Vermilion City. It's like a orangey tangerine shade. Oh, that's pretty. I like that a lot. Oh my god, of course I just got eyeshadow in my freaking eye. Dumbass. Oh my god, how many times did I have to go outside? Oh my god, everyone's such an idiot here. I'm sorry, it just drives me crazy. This shade is interesting. Sorry, I'm just trying to apply it. And also I got a bit of a stomach ache right now, which I'm like annoyed about. I mean, I did just have pita chips, but just annoying. Okay, so that's it for that. Okay, I think that's it for the eyes. I think it looks really pretty. And now we're just gonna do, but I feel like it's just really easy to do simple looks with this. So, I mean, that's what simple looks are. They're easy. But, I think that they just did a really good job with it. I guess, like, you don't really need as much depth as you think you should or would need, I mean. So now I'm going to use this blue cream gel liner from Colourpop. It's called Crystal Crush. Actually, I haven't used this one in quite a while. Hopefully it hasn't really dried out, but I feel like I'm going to have to do that. Hopefully it's not too rough. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, as long as you can see it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I only have the blush and one of the glosses left, so I kind of feel like it was a bit of a missed opportunity that they didn't do highlighters for this collection. Or they could have done, again, like an eyeliner set. I don't know why they haven't really done many eyeliner sets with their collabs this year. But at the same time, Colourpop just creates the products. Usually 99% of the time, it's up to the collaborator on what products they want Colourpop to make. Colourpop just makes the products, and I'm pretty sure that Nintendo probably designed or Pokemon designed the palettes, but they're so adorable. Like, whoever designs Colourpop's packaging, I always think they smash it out of the park. This one was truly executed very well. I just need to check my phone, though, because I realized that I'm, like, mostly the only person with an iPhone that I'm talking to in this group chat with me and my 3 other friends that I'm seeing tonight. So, yeah, I have to see if anybody said they're on their way. Because now I only have, like, 15 minutes to be ready. But we're almost done. I should be done in like 10 minutes. Okay, so now we're going to go into the Pikachu blush. I went into the pink blush yesterday, which was a Clefairy one, which was adorable. But I really want to use the Pikachu one today. So this one's called Electro Ball. And this one is so cute with the Pikachu packaging. And then on the inside, it has just Pikachu. The other one actually has a bunch of like pink Pokemon in it, which is so adorable. And I just used a regular brush yesterday and it applied the pink one pretty well. So hopefully it will do the same with this one. Yeah, it actually applies really nicely. And I think it actually picks up better with a brush. But I'm actually applying this over powder. I kind of forgot that I was doing cream today, so it doesn't seem to build that well on top of powder. So I would suggest probably, I mean, it's still doing its job. I just feel like it's getting a bit, like it's not blending seamlessly over the powder. It's kind of getting a bit, not patchy, but just looks a bit texturized over powder, so just keep that in mind. But it's really nice, actually. It actually built up to be a really nice hint of red. I actually really like that. Because I actually wasn't able to try well, I didn't want to try the cream blushes until I guess a collection featured them, but then I was so happy that they were in this collection. But I wish they would have done like 2 cream blushes and then 2 powder blushes. And then again, it would have been so awesome if they did like different highlighters, like based on Pikachu, Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle. This would have been such an awesome, like, they would have been such cool, like, dual chromey highlighters, and I know they would have been, like, friggin' stunning, and they probably could have done, like, those swirl kind of highlighters that they did, like, the marble one for the Beauty and the Beast collection. I think they executed the Beauty and the Beast collection better than the Pokemon collection, because they had the lip duos, they had, a highlighter, they had 2 powder blushes, and they had an eyeshadow palette. But with this collection, they had glosses and pH lip balms. Oh, I also didn't say, by the way, I'm just going to use Apparition from the Blend Bunny Noctilucent palette for my highlight, because I swear, if I don't know what else to use, I always go for this palette. This palette just lives next to me, and it's just like, if a highlighter doesn't work for me, I just grab this and go over it with this, and it literally works every single time. I've used the shit out of this highlighting palette. I love it so much. So I did actually order one of the pH lip balms, but those sold out so much faster than literally everything else in the collection. Those sold out in like less than 5 minutes. It was in my cart, but by the time I went to pay, it was already sold out. But I got everything else that I wanted. I mostly just wanted the palette, the 2 cream blushes. I got the lip gloss set and the Pokeball. I didn't need the whole collection, but with the Beauty and the Beast collection, I felt like I was going to use the whole collection, so that's why I got it, because they were all like things that I would use. But with this, like, I didn't need the 3 pH lip balms, and I didn't need all the blushes, but I pretty much got everything else. And I didn't need the Super Shock shadows, because I really like, I used to use those all the time when they came out, because that's like all that Colourpop had, because they didn't have palettes yet. Like, their signature item was the Super Shock shadows and the lippy sticks. Those were like their 2 featured items, and then they had Super Shock blushes and Super Shock highlighters, and they're all so stunning, and they're still beautiful products to this day. But now I never use the Super Shock shadows anymore, like barely ever. But now I feel like I might possibly start getting back into them, because like I said before, I'm into like kind of more like easier looks sometimes on an everyday basis, where I just want to like slap a shimmer all over the lid, and then I'll just put a crease shade on and call it a day. Like, I still, like, I'm such a daily eyeshadow wearer. Like, I don't like doing just bronzer or highlighter. Like, I still like wearing eyeshadow, but sometimes I want to spend, like, less time on my eyeshadow, where I'm not, like, blending forever, or I'm seeing my boyfriend, or I want to get out of the house earlier. It's just easier doing those type of looks, and now I feel like I could be into, like, the Super Shock shadows again, and just, like, throw them on my lid and call it a day. All right, now we're just going to do the lips, and then we're done. Okay, and then for my lippy, I went in with Cherub by Lime Crime, because I wanted something a bit orangey. Also, because, like, I didn't feel like using a nude. And then for the lip gloss, it's the shade Waterstone, and like I said, it's the Vaporeon lip gloss, so I obviously had to use it with this. Oh my god, it's actually really pigmented. So I thought the gloss would kind of like, you know, kind of tone it down a little bit, the orangey vibe of the lippy. And I gave it like a little bit to dry down, so hopefully it will go over it okay. Maybe I should have used a nude, but whatever, it's fine. I need like, and like all the lip glosses are also scented like kind of candy like, the same thing as the lip mask. So these both smell so good. And I do prefer the newer updated lip gloss formula, probably over any of the formulas they had in the past. I think that they updated it to be a really nice formula now. And I think that looks really pretty with it. Yeah, I like that a lot. That looks really pretty. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look. Here are the eyes, the cheeks, and the lips. My friend is actually going to take longer than I thought, so I have like 15 minutes to talk about the products. Well, I'm not going to talk about them for 15 minutes, but I have like an extra 15 minutes now. So I can put my jewelry on and all of that, and I'll just be ready for him when he gets here. I always need extra time, even though I think an hour to film is enough time. It sometimes isn't, especially when I, eat in between. So anyway, I just want to tell you guys what I used for my base product. So I primed with the Do It spray and the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. And then for my base, I used the Glossier foundation in the shade Very Light. And then for my concealer, I just used the Tarte C concealer in the shade Porcelain 8S Porcelain Sand. And then I set my under eyes with McGrath Labs powder. And then I set my face with the Milk Makeup Setting Spray. And then, like I said, I used the gel liner Crystal Crush. What is wrong with me? I'm tired. And then I used the Essence Lash Primer. And then I used the Amico Lay Mascara. And then I used the Maybelline Lash Discovery on the bottom lashes. And that's everything I used as far as everything else. And then I just used my House Labs bronzer in the shade Light Level 1. So yeah, I really, really like how this look turned out. I think it looks so pretty. Like I said, I feel like this palette is just a really good range of colors. And I feel like if you like this color story and you don't have a rainbow palette and you like Pokemon, I don't think that this is like a bad purchase or a bad buy whatsoever. Like, I think they did a really solid job with this palette. Again, I wish that they had certain shades in here, but also, like, I think that they did exactly what they wanted to with this, that they really came out with shades that are super marketable, but also, like, it's a very approachable color story. Even though it is vibrant, I feel like once you get it, I feel like you can mix and match a lot of different colors, and I think that'll be really pretty. And also, like, you can add pops of color along with, like, the neutral shades in here if you don't love colorful looks. So yeah, I think they did a great job with the palette. I think that the collection is very, very cute. I still really like the blush. I actually think I might even like this red blush more so than the pink one, because I think that this one built up to be more pigmented than the pink one, and I really, really liked it. So I think it's really nice. And then also the gloss is really pretty over this, and of course the Pokeball is freaking adorable. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at CBW819 and check out my Poshmark at the same handle. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye. Oh, and let me know if you guys are picking up this collection. Did you pick up anything? Were you even interested? Do you think it looks childish? Let me know. And let me know if you guys played Pokemon growing up. I think everybody knows what Pokemon is. Like, it's pretty internationally known. You kind of are living under a rock if you don't know what Pokemon is. So yeah, that's it. Bye!